COPE says reports that it's been deregistered as a political party at the IEC are false, and this follows the expulsion of Deputy President Willie Madisha and its secretary, or election secretary, Mzwanele Nhleko. I mean, I should probably add, it depends who you ask in the organization. According to reports, the expelled members, through their lawyers, have written to the IEC confirming, or rather informing the IEC, of COPE's deregistration as a company, but not as a party. However, COPE says this is a direct attack. Let's get you a sense of what to make of this. Bring in COPE's Tom Mofokeng, who joins us now via our telephone line. I'm tempted to ask you, Mtate Mofokeng, where you stand on this in a context where I'm sure it's even pretty clear to you that several leaders of the organization are incredibly divided about what's actually taking place in COPE.
Thank you, and thank you to your viewers. And this issue is something very interesting. And I want to first, before I answer your question, if you allow me, to clear something that I think, and something that we were talking about yesterday, about the level of irresponsibility when it comes to journalism in some media houses, because this should have been investigated first and cleared before it was actually broadcasted. And because some people were running for breaking news, they just posted something that they didn't even contact IEC with, or the party for that matter. So, answering your question, yes, COPE is registered as both the NPC and also as a political party with IEC. Now, you'll remember that with IEC we are using Electoral Act, with NPC we are using the Company Act. So the two acts do not work together, and they don't actually contradict each other. So the reason we did that, it was because at that time there was a dispute between the African National Congress and COPE, because the African National Congress was saying, Congress of the People is our intellectual property, and then that is why we had to register it as a trademark. So that is how far we are.
All right. What should we make then of remarks off the back of the confusion from some people in COPE who weren't even aware that the organization itself was registered as a company? I mean, I hear and accept your explanation, but it seems that conversation hasn't taken place internally, at least with people who are speaking on behalf of the organization in public.
Look, that is where we are actually having a second problem with, because journalists know that they have to contact people that are in the structures of COPE. They went to talk to Ndate Bloom, and knowing that Ndate Bloom is under a cloud with the party right now, they know that. But they went to get information from him. But should they go to people that are in the structures right now, they would have got the answer that I'm giving it. But without going there, yes, there are people that do not know, because these are resolutions that were taken even before some of the people came into the party. That was when the party was actually, it was in the inception stage of the party when these resolutions were taken.
Sure. Okay, but Mtate Mofokeng, to be fair to my colleagues in the industry, I think few people outside of COPE know who's legitimately in the organization or not, because of, I'm sure you'll agree, the very public and messy internal fighting that's taking place in the organization. Dennis Bloom, I bet you, would be able to come onto this platform and use your words to discredit your legitimacy as you fire at whether or not he should be speaking on behalf of the organization itself. So perhaps that is actually at the heart of some of the confusion, to put it lightly. Not enough, I think, has been done to clean up house and send out a coherent and clear message around who constitutes the leadership of the organization, even now.
Now, look, this is what we have done, and, here I sit on the CNC, which is the national structure as well. These are things that have been created. I still think that some of our journalists should dig into these things and understand. If somebody is questioning my credibility as chair of Gauteng, or whether I'm not, or let the journalists come, get the fact, and then this thing is over. And if somebody is suspended by the party, you can't bring that person to come and debate with somebody in the party structures, because the person has been cut off from the party. These are things that we are actually saying, they need to be put into correct perspectives.
All right. Dr. Mofokeng, thanks for your time. That's the time we have to unpack what I think is still quite a complex development. Mofokeng is the chair of COPE in Gauteng. Thanks once again for your time.